Welcome back everybody to Heather's East Kitchen. On tonight's video, we are making a really easy, simple meatloaf. It is Sunday dinner time, guys, so I decided to keep it nice and simple. So the ingredients that I'll be using tonight, guys, is going to be 2 organic eggs into my meatloaf to kind of keep it together. We also are going to be using my Morton's Nature Seasoning to season the meat. I'm also going to be using some garlic salt here. And we have 2 onions. I'm going to chop these up in my little mixer here, guys, because I don't want to be crying tonight. So I'm going to use this here, little shortcut, use my mixer, or my chopper. We're going to be using the chopper to chop up the onions. And my husband requested red sauce on the top, so we're going to be using this tomato paste and making a little red paste on top of the meatloaf when it's almost done. And we are going to be using, I got 2 ground meats here, guys. They're almost 3 pounds a piece, but I'm only going to be using a whole one and a half of another one. And then I'll be putting that aside for another meal, the rest of that ground beef. And we're going to be mixing everything up here in this metal bowl. All right, guys, and this is the pan that we're going to be cooking it in. So let's go ahead and get into these ingredients and get into the prepping of this meat. Blend, 80% lean, 20% fat, but you can definitely get whatever you want. And then we're going to be using a half of this pack here, guys, because I'm not going to be eating this. I have something else that I'll be eating tonight, since this is not organic meat. My husband's going to be eating this, and the rest of the family. I'm just going to take about half of that other pack. So now we're going to start seasoning up our meat. I'm going to start it off with my Morton's Nature Seasoning first. I'm going to put a nice generous amount in there so this meat will be seasoned. And now we're going to go ahead and put some of this garlic salt in there as well. And this is garlic salt, so 2 salt products, guys, the Morton's and this, so it definitely will be seasoned really good. As you can see, this is how much seasoning it is. I know it looks like a lot, but I got a nice amount of ground beef, so once I mix it all up, it's not going to be that much, but just enough to have it have a nice taste to it. So now we're going to go ahead and get this onion chopped up in there. I'm using 2 small, very small onions, guys, just 2 of them, 2 onions. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chopper plugged in, and we're going to go ahead and get this onion chopped. All right, guys, so now that we got all the onions chopped up in here, guys, this is a really easy way. Choppers are amazing. My eyes was already burning just doing it this way, so yeah, I just didn't feel like chopping it up today with my hands, so this is the easy way. So we're gonna go ahead and get this poured into our meat. Just gonna use this spoon and just pour it all in there. Hope everybody's having a really good Sunday. It is February the 13th. It is Super Bowl Sunday, guys. Let me know down in the comments who all is watching that Super Bowl tonight, and who do you think is going to win that game, or who won the game, because by the time you guys see this, it'll be over. But we're going to go ahead and drop in our eggs, and we're going to mix this all up. All right, so now that we got our onions in there, we're going to get us a little mix real quick. it up really, really good, guys. Alright, so now that I got it mixed up some, I'm going to go ahead and add some more of my Morton seasoning and garlic salt on top so we can have enough throughout. Now we're gonna crack 2 eggs in there, guys. I know a lot of people use breadcrumbs. I don't. I just use 2 eggs and that binds it really well. That's all you need is 2 eggs in there. Uh-oh. That's it. Just 2 eggs. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on. And then we're gonna mix this up before we shape it and put it in the pan to cook. Gotta get your hands dirty, guys. You gotta mix it up with them hands. I use gloves. Use what you got. You can use your bare hands or you can use gloves as well. I just find gloves is easier cleanup for this. The less ground meat you use, guys, then you can definitely use 1 onion. You know, just cut the ingredients in half. 1 onion and 1 egg if you don't want to make a nice size meatloaf. And my gloves falling off. Let me pull these up real quick. Forgive me, guys, but this thing gets messy. So I love to use some gloves. All right. And another ingredient, guys, that you can do, which I'm not going to do tonight, but this is a really good way to kind of like incorporate that red sauce. I'll show y'all that in another recipe, but open up one of these and put it in there and mix it up as well. I'm just using it to put it on top tonight, but it's really delicious if you open up a can of tomato paste and put it inside the meat and mix it up as well. Takes it to a whole nother level, guys. Trust me when I tell you that. All right, so now that we got the meat all mixed, we're gonna go ahead and get it into the pan right now. Just pick it on up. Put it in the pan, and then you're gonna shape it like a football, is what I say. That's how I normally say, shape it like a football. It does shrivel up as it cooks, guys, so it's not going to stay this size for those of you who are first-time meatloaf makers. Those of you who are more seasoned at making meatloaf, you already know. Whatever size you're starting with right now is not going to be the end result because it shrivels up as it cooks. There you go. All right, guys, there you have it. We're gonna go ahead and put the foil on top. I have my oven set to 350 degrees. We're gonna cover this with foil and we're gonna let this meatloaf cook for about 1.5 hours and then check it. It may be done for those of you who are using a higher temperature. It can cook faster, but I cook everything on about 350 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that foil on top, and we're gonna pop that thing in the oven, and I'll be back when we're ready to get the red sauce on top, guys. Make sure you put it on nice and tight. It is ready for the oven, and again, we're putting this on 350 degrees for an hour and a half into the oven, guys. All right, guys, so now it is time to put the sauce on. That's how it looks right now.